So, good evening, everybody, and thank you for this session, attending this session. And welcome to online students. The theme of the lecture today is the prospect of sociology as an optional subject in civil services examination. Okay. My lecture will be a bit of unconventional in the sense I'll be starting with the whole idea why a student should go for classroom teaching in this world of era of artificial intelligence. You have all informations available on the click of a mouse. You ask anything to ChatGPT, immediately you'll be getting the answer. 3 days back, my daughter, who is a doctor, so I asked her to primarily get a content. And she wrote, give me this content, the way Professor Mahapatra used to primarily present that in the class. So my exact words, my examples, I could see it as if I am reading myself. If that opportunity is available to you, why should you spend your time, energy, effort to sit in front of me in the class? Okay. Most of you must be engineers, isn't it? How many of you are engineers here? Very good. I always teach sociology to the engineers and ensure that they're becoming civil servants. Many engineers must be sitting in front of me there in the screen. See, there is a difference between obtaining knowledge and collecting information. Okay? There is a difference between obtaining knowledge and gathering informations. You live in the information world where informations on everything and anything is available to you. Okay? But gathering information and developing knowledge about something are two different phenomena. Okay? For example, if you go through internet, you can get loads of informations on crime or deviance. Understand this concept? Why people commit crime? What is crime? Crime क्या है? In every society, there is a body of rules, law, customs, conventions. If you follow these customs and conventions, follow these rules, your behavior is justifiable, appropriate. If you violate these rules of law or the customs and convention, your behavior is defined as what? Abnormal, or it is deviant behavior. Therefore, what is deviance? Drinking with parents is a normal phenomena in case of Europe. But if ever your father is catching you while drinking, your life will be miserable. Therefore, deviance is not universal phenomena. What deviance means to one society is meaning something different to another society. Okay? So therefore, deviance is primarily a deviation from the prescriptive rules and norms of the society. Okay? If you go to ChatGPT, if you go to any source of information, different explanations to deviance will be there. Biological theory to deviance by Lombroso, psychological theory of deviance by Sigmund Freud, Diniz, hundreds other lands, so many informations you'll be getting. But without understanding, if you get informations on deviance and a question comes on deviance, You'll be writing what you have read. This is the viewpoint of Lombroso on deviance. This is the viewpoint of Diniz on deviance. This is the viewpoint of Sutherland on deviance. This is what Mead is talking about on deviance. Durkheim on deviance. And deviance means violating two rules of law. I'm making you understand deviance. Okay. What is deviance? Why a person become deviant or committing crime? What is the reason? Reason is we all live in a particular society. Okay. We all live in a particular society. And that society gives us certain prescriptive guidelines. You go for hard work, self discipline, follow rules of law, clear the exams, prove your merit, and become an IAS. Yes or no? All of you are following prescriptive norms, rules to get into civil service or not? You all are putting primarily hard work. 10 घंटा 12 घंटा काम करते हो. You go for discipline, self discipline. You never go for movie frequently. You never primarily move out with your friends. You never spend time on shopping. You never talk to your relatives for hours together. So therefore, you are going for self-discipline, controlling many things. You are following rules of law, writing prelims, then writing mains, coming for interview, then clearing the exam. UPSC prescribes a body of rules. Following these rules, you are selected into civil service. Yes or no? Exams you are writing. Then ultimately you are getting into civil service. Okay? Imagine there are people who have studied in vernacular language. Understanding or not? They are studying in regional language is the mode of their instruction. In Maharashtra you talk about, Tamil Nadu you talk about. People are they are getting education through their localized regional language. So when they come for interview, they are not able to articulate significantly at par with the children, those who are coming from public school. So therefore, the other boy carries all knowledge, but he is not getting 220 score. But the first person studying in the public school is using his expressive ability, analytical qualities in a better way, and getting good marks in the interview. And that makes the difference between one is getting 20th rank, other is not appearing in the list. Because huge 70 marks difference in the interview, one cannot make up in maths. Therefore, that person is realizing I am putting everything prescribed by the society. So still I am not able to make it. So therefore, he realizes strain or not. Yes or no? Therefore, he may be primarily abandoning UPSC. After 6 attempts, he is becoming contractor. Bribing money to the primarily officers. Making loads of wealth. And becoming a very distinguished person in his locality. Because he's a man of wealth. And once money comes to him, he's spending money on charitable activities. Yes or no? So he's a conformist or deviant? बोलो डेविएंट क्यों? हाँ बोलो बोलो बोलो. Why is deviant? He's making money using unfair means, unethical means. But the money he's making, part of that money he's also spending on what? Charity. Therefore, though he knows he's deviant, unless he's caught by income tax people, he will not be established as deviant. So therefore, everybody becomes deviant because of strain present in society or not? Society creates strain. We put all these efforts, we are not successful. जिंदा रहने के लिए कुछ तो करना होगा. Therefore, some people, they abandon this material world and they go for meditation, prayer, sadhu sant ban jate hain. They are also deviants or not? And many people like you go for demonstration and protest. We want 8 attempts. We want 8 attempts. We want age limit to be increased to 38 because you are not able to qualify, so you want more attempts. You are also deviants. And some people, they come to the teachers and tell, sir, please tell me how many hours of effort I should be putting every day so that I can clear civil service. So 12 घंटा से 16 घंटा, have you seen Three Idiots? Yes or no? So number of hours of primarily work is increasing, but correspondingly there is no result. Deviant. So once you sit in the class, I'll be telling you, hidden within every person, there is what? Deviant. Remember your childhood. When your younger sibling is getting bigger piece of the cake, you are getting a smaller piece. You try to convince him. Give me a small part of your cake. Tomorrow I'll be giving you chocolate. That is also deviance. Yes or no? Father is luring mother when he is primarily finding out pocket is empty. Give him some money and using that money either in smoking or having food with the friends. Deviance. Therefore, deviants are not the people, those who are languishing in Tihar jail. Hidden within all of us, there is primarily present elements of deviance. And we are deviants because we are facing what? Strain present in family structure, strain present in village social structure, strain present in society. Therefore, blacks in case of America are going for drug trafficking because despite being educated, despite carrying merit, despite being rational, blacks are not getting the position that who get? Whites get. Therefore, don't say they are genetically criminals. They are criminals because they are thrown out of the social structure despite carrying merit. समझ में आ रहा है? This is called as understanding. So once you understand what is deviance, any question that may come on deviance, you will just be thinking about what is being discussed, what you have understood about deviance, you can write essays on that. So in every society, you will be finding out who are present. Who are present? Not only conformist present and opposite to conformist who are present, deviants present. That is not the distinction. This distinction court of law will make, police will make, Tihar jail will make. But we find out deviance is a form of behavior present in every conformist at one point of time or the other. And also deviants, those who are languishing in jail, they are deviants. समझ में आ रहा है? Deviants are deviants, conformists are also deviants. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? So deviance comes to all of us because we live in society. We are the victims of social strain. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? Yes or no? और एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज देखो, ये दलित अनटचेबल, एक्स अनटचेबल, लिविंग इन ए विलेज, rule talks about abolition of untouchability. But this person is not permitted to draw water from the village pond. He's asking about his rights. Why I cannot draw water from the village pond? That is my basic right. So when he is asking for justice and asking for his right, upper caste people are primarily coming together and scolding him outrightly. As a retaliation, he is throwing a piece of stone at them to save his life. And they call police. The person is arrested. That is what? Deviance. So he is manifesting deviant behavior, not that he is a professional deviant. There is a strain in society. He is becoming the victim of that strain. So therefore, he is labeled as who? Deviant. Therefore, in every social structure, there is follow what? Rules. Deviance means crime. So deviance means not conformity, abnormal behavior. Okay. So you'll be finding out deviants are not labeled as deviants. Murder कर दिया deviant हो गया. पैसा लूट लिया deviant हो गया. Economic crime one is committing is deviant. Deviance is a broader concept. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? It can be present within the structure of society where racism is present, casteism is present. It can be present within family. It can be present within school class as well. स्कूल क्लास में क्या डेवियंस है बताओ? व्हाट इज डेवियंस इन द स्कूल क्लास? टेल मी. चैटिंग इन क्लास, स्लीपिंग इन द क्लास, टॉकिंग टू ईच अदर. हाँ, ये सारी चीज मैं डिस्कशन करूंगा. अभी चुप रहो, बोलो, मैं सुन बता रहा हूँ, सुनो, अभी मूड में हूँ, बता रहा हूँ कुछ. ऐसा है. सो लुक एट दिस थिंग केयरफुली. You know, there is a law, there is a procedure that one should be coming to the class, focus attention on the lecture. But I speak in a English that one doesn't understand. I'm using the concept that you never make sense of. Therefore, you feel stressed or not. Therefore, she is focusing attention on what I am speaking. The person who doesn't understand me is bound to sleep in the class or not. So the person sleeping in the class is suffering from strain produced in this class. Therefore, I'll not be punishing him. Rather, I'll be asking him, are you understanding? He'll say, no. I said, why? I said, what is the meaning of this concept? I will explain. Next, he'll be standing straight, sitting straight, carrying smile, making sense of what I'm speaking. So therefore, you don't have to primarily bring reform to change the deviance. You have to understand the strain present in the society. Eliminate that strain. Deviants will again be primarily who? Associated members of the group. Actively involved members of the group. समझ में आ रहा है? Can there be deviance in family or not? How? Well, how there can be deviance in family? इतना बड़े बड़े बात क्यों कर रहे हो? एवरीडे लाइफ में बताओ, हाउ देयर इज डेवियंस. मानसी भी बोल रहा है नॉट रेस्पेक्टिंग. यू आर ऑल्सो सेइंग नॉट रेस्पेक्टिंग. फॉरगेट अबाउट रेस्पेक्ट. You live in internet age. Since you are writing UPSC, I don't know how much time you are spending on screen. Ordinarily, when you go to a family, children are spending loads of time on primarily what? Mobile screen. Therefore, Facebook relationship is becoming more important than face-to-face relationship. Everybody is sitting in the dining table, talking to each other, but a child 15-16 years of age is busy with his mobile telephone. ठीक है? So his behavior to other members of the family is which behavior? Deviant behavior. You are a sociologist standing there. Tell me, why he is manifesting that deviant behavior? बोलो. This is close to correct. I always believe as parents, we do not give sufficient time to our children. Number one, parents are extremely busy with their work. Number two, we consider our responsibility ends by giving admission to the children and sending them what? Money for monthly expenditure. And in a ritualistic manner, asking our children the question, पढ़ाई ठीक चल रहा है? बेटा ध्यान से पढ़ना. और एक सेंटेंस बोलते हैं, we have sacrificed everything in life to ensure that you are coming up in life. Imagine the kind of pressure we are putting on the children. Parents want to primarily see that their dreams are fulfilled by their children. On your school days, if you are getting 96%, parents are never happy. The other person got 98. How could 97? खाना बंद हो जाता है घर में. So this much of stress we are putting on you. Therefore, to distress yourself, you find out friends who can encourage you, who can be giving you a sense of comfortability. Understanding or not? So you feel relaxed with those friends, ignoring the person sitting around you, connecting mentally with that person who is staying miles away from you. Therefore, behind every deviance, there is present a strained social structure. If family generates strain, children are going to do like this. If class generates strain, students are going to sleep. If society generates strain, the victims of this strain, they are going to compose rock and roll music. They are going to become primarily who? Drug traffickers. Therefore, in every society, who are present? Deviants are present. And deviants are not labeled. Deviants are primarily reacting to the existential structure where strain is present in different ways. एक बार समझ में आ गया तो any damn question may come on deviance. Will be writing answer on that or not? So therefore, the beauty of classroom teaching is minds communicate with each other. Minds communicate with each other. So you are not just sitting. I am carrying a sweeping eye contact with you all. Your face speaks. Your smile speaks. Your gesture speaks. You always communicate with me with a language of silence. When I'm teaching something, any teacher for that matter, teaching something, and looking at the face of the student, from your gesture, from your appearance, teacher will understand student is understanding or not understanding. If one is not understanding, teacher can give an example, relate a current situation. Then student will understand not, then he'll be carrying a smile. That you cannot do with artificial intelligence. When living individuals are communicating with each other, two things will take place. Applying your mind, you will make a sense of what the other person is speaking, and teacher using his mind will be mapping the level of understanding of the students. Therefore, communication will be purposive, it will be effective, it will be result oriented. Understanding or not? So therefore, there is a fundamental difference between gathering informations available in the market and understanding any subject, mastering over that subject, and using that subject to get a good score in your UPSC examination. Okay. See, when you are preparing for UPSC, it's a very big challenge for you. Challenge in the sense, challenge in the sense, that fear factor is a big challenge. Fear factor समझ में आ रहा? पास होगा कि नहीं होगा? And it comes to you repetitively. So you have to, number one, overcome the fear. Any amount of preparation will not be giving you 100% confidence that I, being a top, graduate of the IIT, I'm definitely going to clear the exam. Last year, one boy got 8th rank, Ashish Kumar. was a sociology student. I had a podcast with him. He was BTech topper from IIT Kharagpur, MTech topper. He took 5 attempts to clear. 2 बार प्रीलिम्स नहीं हुआ, एक बार इंटरव्यू नहीं हुआ. So fifth attempt में he got 8th rank. So always remember, they will be clearing the exam who are overcoming that fear factor. Never take it to your head, I am writing the mother of all the exams. I must have to clear it in first attempt. So always keep in mind, this is just an exam, bigger exam than other exams you have given. Bigger why? 32 subjects you are studying within a year. In the university, you study a particular course in 3 to 4 years. If you are engineering student, 4 years mein you are doing engineering. Sociology student, you are doing primarily 2 years mein sociology. Here you are doing in 1 year 32 different subjects. So therefore it's a big exam. Therefore big time is required. Loads of concentration is required. Therefore never get scared about failure. Every failure is a learning experience for you. If you are maintaining your composure, failure will be translated into success. So ये एक चीज हमें हमेशा दिमाग में रखना. This is one challenge. Second big challenge is to choose your optional paper. That is more important. ऐसे नहीं चल रहा है क्या? Ask him. Switch on the AC. So second most important thing is how to choose your optional. In my previous lecture, many times I have said, don't go for an optional subject driven by herd mentality. Herd mentality समझ में आ रहा है? Everybody is going for one optional. I will also be going for it. This subject is doing well, that subject is doing well. And subjects never do well. I teach a batch of students. I teach a batch where there will be 300, 400 students present. And students, maybe 2-3 years, 2 years back, they will be competing with you. And out of that, suppose out of 1,000, 100 sociology students are there. What happens to rest? Understanding or not? Subjects never ensure that you clear the exam. You work on that subject, therefore you are successful. Therefore, for your success, teacher is not responsible at all. The role of a teacher is role of a guide. If you are studying with me, my dharma, my duty is to give you knowledge, give you direction, give you content, give you confidence. The rest of it you have to handle. Understanding or not? Therefore, subjects never fail students. Subjects never primarily make students successful. You have to know the art of using that subject to your advantage. If you understand any subject, trust me, if you feel for a subject, love for a subject, that subject is not going to help you in optional paper, it will be helping you in diverse ways. Last year, our the student Medha Anand, she got highest mark last year. You go through her podcast. He has said how beautifully she has used her sociology in GS paper 3, in ethics paper, and whole full essay you'll be getting on sociology. So therefore, the beauty of any subject for that matter, any social science subject, is that you can be playing with that subject, relating that to different domains of your GS paper. And most importantly, a subject expands your mental horizon. Okay? Once your mental horizon expands, then obviously you can think in a different way. You can look at a particular thing in diverse ways. So then you can write on that particular theme. Suppose education I'm discussing in sociology. You may get a essay question on education. GLs also you may be getting question on education. What is education all about? Education क्या है? You talk about higher education, you talk about education in research, technical education, you talk about school education. What is education all about? No. That is knowledge. Education is imparting knowledge into the mind of the student, youngsters, to evolve into quality citizens, quality and knowledgeable citizens of a country. Quality and knowledgeable citizens of the country. The basic role of education is to build up your personality. Education gives you self-confidence. Education gives you awareness. Education gives you employability. Education makes you conscious about your rights. Education gives you primarily what? Direction to respect to what? The rights of others. Education tells you how to primarily play your role as a citizen of the country. एजुकेशन का बहुत सारा रोल है, ठीक है. But when you look at education, you find out in case of India, we have gone for what? Right to education. What is right to education? Education should be available, affordable, accessible to everybody. So which education is available, accessible, affordable to everybody? Elementary education. But is IIT education available to everybody? Admission into AIMS available to everybody? No. So therefore, we have two kinds of education. One kind of education is given to the people on the basis of their merit, their capability. Other kind of education is made available to masses. And those who don't have merit but money, they use their economic capital to get access to education. पैसा खर्च करो, बच्चों को ऑक्सफोर्ड भेज दो, कैम्ब्रिज भेज दो. They can get education there. Yes or no? So quality education is accessible to whom? People with money and people with knowledge. People with little less knowledge, having no money, they settle down for another kind of education. Therefore, education is creating two different kind of classes, or education is promoting equality in society. Huh? Rich can go for a education. Talented people can go for a education that little less talented people, people with no money, can get access to. Yes or no? Therefore, education glorify the idea of equality, but perpetuating inequality. Yes or no? Ladkiyan and education, girls and education. Safety is important, security is important, distance is important, family pride is important, culture is important. So many women in the country are deprived of education what they deserve to get because of family factors, cultural factors, social factors or not. Therefore, women are subjected to dual exploitation. One, because they are women, and second, they are deprived of the right to education. That ultimately gives rise to a woman converted into a housewife, and the process is known as housewiferization. समझ में? Housewiferization, converting a woman into primarily what? A girl into a married woman, so whose dharma is to primarily look after husband's family, give birth through the children. Yes or no? Therefore, you can establish correlationship between poor and education, tribes education, women education. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? साउथ इंडिया education versus North India, North South divide. You can use all these inputs in your essay or not. समझ में आ रहा है कि ना? अच्छा, टेल मी वन थिंग, जाओ एसी चलाओ यार, क्यों परेशान कर रहे बताओ मेरे को, व्हाई यू गेट एजुकेशन, व्हाई यू गो फॉर एजुकेशन? ये एजुकेशन करते हो? Education gives you a passport to enter into job market. Education is giving you a passport to enter into job market. सही गलत तो ताऊज भी बोल देंगे हरियाणा में, एजुकेशन नहीं है. Therefore, knowledge and education are different. My grandmother was illiterate, but she had full knowledge about religion, rituals, etiquette, mannerism, culture, everything. So modern education is giving us a passport to enter into job market. After 1990s, computer revolution took place in India. There's a huge demand for computer engineers in Indian market. So therefore, IT sector primarily had a boom. You throw stones on anybody, he will be telling that I'm primarily IT engineer. Therefore, what you study, that you study, because they sitting in the other side want to give you employment. Therefore, you are primarily getting education for them or for you. Bolo. Industrialists want that you should be acquiring this knowledge. Therefore, they will be giving you appointment and they can use your skill, make money. They will become richer and you will be living with your salary and dreams. मकान बनाऊंगा दो, एक गांव में और एक दिल्ली में, गाड़ी खरीदूंगा, समझ में आ रहा है, बच्चों को इंग्लिश स्कूल में पढ़ाऊंगा. दिस इज योर ड्रीम एंड टू फुलफिल दैट ड्रीम यू हैव टू वर्क विद देम. यस और नो? बट हम क्या बोलते हैं? एजुकेशन एंड नेशन बिल्डिंग, एजुकेशन एंड कैरेक्टर, एजुकेशन एंड प्राइमरली व्हाट? डिफाइंड बिहेवियर. ये समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? सो देयरफॉर एजुकेशन इज क्रिएटिंग ए क्लास एंड दैट क्लास इज सर्विंग अनदर क्लास. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं? डिटेल्स में कुछ नहीं बोल रहा हूं. सो देयरफॉर एजुकेशन हैज मेनी थिंग्स टू डू. ठीक है? सो देयरफॉर एवरी सब्जेक्ट, कम टू द पॉइंट, helps you to develop a critical mind, a reflexive mind. And once your mind is developing that criticality means what? What is criticality? Criticality never does means criticize. Criticality means you can primarily question. A critical mind always questions. And if your mind is not critical, you go with the flow. If you are carrying a critical mind, you will be thinking, why should I go for civil service? An answer will come. There is no other service in this country available which will be having grassroots impact than civil service. If you become an IAS officer, if you become a police officer, you will be directly helping out to the people, those who are located in the grassroots. A corporate manager cannot do it. No other service in the country can do that job. An MP will be serving his constituency. But as a collector, you will be serving at the center and also at the state in different departments. You will be instrument of social change. If you don't carry that criticality, you'll be thinking, everybody is going for UPSC. I will also try my luck in UPSC. Everybody is making money. I'll also be making money. So therefore, you will be qualitatively different from rest others. The mind should be developing what? Criticality. What is criticality? Capacity to question, capacity to collate, capacity to comprehend, capacity to primarily raise questions. And always remember, once you gather that knowledge, you will never fail in life. Your level of confidence will build up. You can be using that knowledge in different ways, and you'll be looking at everything in a critical way. So, therefore, optional subject gives you what? Any optional for that matter. Optional subject gives you knowledge, it gives you criticality, it gives you reflexivity, it is changing your personality altogether. And that personality transformation with knowledge, critical aptitude, you never get from any technology. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? Therefore, classroom is classroom. It has no alternatives. One can give you content, other will be giving you knowledge. And when both the things are combined together, you achieve wonders in life. समझ में आ रहा है मैं क्या बोल रहा हूं? Chat GPT will be giving you a framework. Use that framework. You will be developing a simplistic understanding, coherent understanding about the topic that is to be discussed. Or you read a book for that matter. Book will be giving you that information. But once that understanding develops in you, you'll be developing passion for the subject you have been doing. And that passion stays with you. Content you learn and content you forget. That passion for primarily what? Knowledge that stays with you. And what you primarily keep in your head and heart, that will never be forgetting in your life. Understanding or not? Therefore, optional subjects, when you choose, you should be very, very careful. Number one, you should be having an inclination for that optional. When you are going for an optional, you should be having inclination. How do you define inclination? To know your inclination, you read the syllabus from top to bottom and see how many topics of the syllabus you feel familiar with, you develop interest in. Okay? And second most important thing you have to remember is that you are not doing a subject to become a professor. Understanding what I'm telling or not? But when you are doing a subject, the examiner is expecting from you the answer you are writing will be primarily professional answers written by a student of that particular discipline. Okay? So you are not going to be an expert, but examiner is expecting from you a standard answer that a student of this subject should be writing. So in 1 year time, so you have to know the writing skill and you have to gather the content. So unless you feel familiar with the topics of the syllabus, you will never be able to do it. Therefore, don't go by a herd mentality. Everybody is going for the subject, I should be going for the subject. Read the syllabus, feel comfortable with the syllabus, then you primarily choose your optional paper. Okay? What is sociology all about? Let me get into that. Sociology is a discipline that is concerned with the study of society. Simple. You all live in a society or not? Therefore, all of you carry some kind of social experience. You have knowledge of caste that sociology studies. You live in family, sociology studies family. Sociology studies primarily what? Look at the beauty of sociology. Sociology being a discipline concerned with the study of society, anything present in society becomes the subject matter of sociology. Power, politics, movement, pressure group, nation, state, we study in sociology. And also you do a chapter on polity in your general studies paper. So there these topics are discussed. Political science also discuss these topics. In sociology we discuss globalization. peasants, farmers, समझ में आ रहा है, poverty, deprivation, inequality, all the economic topics also we do in sociology. Birth rate, death rate, migration, sex ratio, समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं, new population policy, that also do in sociology. So sociology studies parts of economics, parts of political science, parts of demography, geography. We discussed Renaissance. नाम सुने हो रेनासा? फ्रेंच रिवॉल्यूशन, इंडस्ट्रियल रिवॉल्यूशन, इंडियन इंडिपेंडेंस, समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट मूवमेंट, दलित मूवमेंट, कास्ट मूवमेंट, फार्मर्स एंड पीजेंट मूवमेंट, ये सारे सोशियोलॉजी में पढ़ते हैं. क्या है? हिस्ट्री. वी स्टडी चाइल्ड लेबर, स्लम्स, समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? देन वी स्टडी प्राइमरली, पॉवर्टी बता दिया तुमको, ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ सोशल प्रॉब्लम्स, developmental displacement, rehabilitation, education disparity, all these kinds of social issues. That's a part of your GS paper 1 that we do in sociology. ठीक है? So part of history, part of economics, part of anthropology, tribes, colonial tribal policy, समझ में आ रहा है? Tribal development, that also we do in sociology. And we do public policy. 5-year plans we do. We do primarily green revolution. We do, बोलते जाओ, we do cooperative movement. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? Constitution, education and social change, law and social change. So these topics we do in sociology. And most importantly in sociology, we do Western philosophers and ethics. Thinkers, we study Western thinkers. And what is ethics to them? Suppose Hegel talks about ethics. मार्क्स वेबर टॉक्स अबाउट एथिक्स. तो वेस्टर्न फिलोसोफर्स व्यू ऑन एथिक्स जो एथिक्स चैप्टर में है, दैट आल्सो यू डू इन सोशियोलॉजी. एंड वी हैव ए मेजर कंपोनेंट ऑफ सब्जेक्ट मैटर ऑफ सोशियोलॉजी दैट डील्स विथ साइंस डिबेट. व्हाट इज साइंस, टाइप्स ऑफ साइंस, साइंटिफिक रिसर्च एंड इट्स लिमिटेशंस, साइंस एंड बिहेवियरल डिसिप्लिन डिस्टिंक्शन क्या है, सो दैट आल्सो वी डिस्कस. Therefore, sociology, in other terms, is what? A mixture of different branches of knowledge. Therefore, whether you do sociology or you don't opt for sociology, you have to primarily be a part of sociology. Whether optional or no optional, you cannot get rid of this subject because subject includes everything and anything. Therefore, if you do sociology, your mental frame will be expanded. ठीक है? एक बढ़िया इंटरेस्टिंग चीज बताऊंगा, फिर आगे जाएंगे. When people ask me about what is sociology, in many public lectures I have said, sociology collect the things which are hidden under the carpet. एक sentence बोला मैंने. What is sociology? Sociology is collecting the things which are brushed under the carpet. What does it mean? What is kept away from the people, that sociology extracts. Therefore, sociology is a discipline that is concerned about exploring the truth. क्या है? Sociology is a discipline that is concerned about exploring the truth which is kept away from the notice of the masses. बोलो, कुछ आइडिया है? I'm not taking the name of the philosophers. There are a body of people, those who are thinking that the early part of your life you are spending where? Till now, you are more focused towards what? Studies. Therefore, we put you into schools so that you don't have any spare time to put your mind elsewhere. Okay? So we primarily sell you dreams. Be a graduate, then postgraduate, go for competitive exams, study and only study. Okay? So major part of the formative period of your life you spend in the school or with education. You don't have much time to look at the world surrounding you in a critical way. जो हो रहा है जाने दो, लड़ाई कर रहे हैं जाने दो, समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है, लूट रहा है जाने दो, मेरे को मतलब नहीं, आईएएस पास करना है. After you clear the job, we will be giving you a job with terms and conditions. Terms conditions समझ में आ रहा है? Your wings will be clipped. You cannot speak what you want to speak. You cannot do what you want to do. Service regulations will be there. 35 साल. Therefore, children are put into school. They are primarily pushed into employment so that they go old and they don't develop the power to criticize, comment, reflect, and react. समझ में आ रहा है? So truth is brushed under the carpet. What is the truth? We do what others want us to do. And who are the others? Others, those who are making law, those who have power, those who are controlling wealth. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? So we are going to school, becoming engineers, doing MBA, joining their organizations. And after joining their organizations, we cannot speak freely, think freely, react freely, reflect freely. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? So therefore, right to rebel, right to question, right to react, right to reflect, right to explore the truth, you cannot do. And who that do that for you? Sociologist. Therefore, one group of sociologists consider that truth is not what you see. Truth is always brushed under the carpet. We have to explore it. And that is the dharma of sociology. One group of sociology talks about that. Sociology is a truth-seeking discipline. ये ट्रूथ है क्या चीज? That truth is you are getting land from the tribes, initiating big developmental project there. But the tribal community losing right over forest and land. What is the cultural significance of that forest land? You know it. And a tribesman consider that tree that you are cutting off to start an industry is the tree he believes his ancestors holding that tree they descended on this earth. That tree is sacred for them, foundation to their culture, source of their identity. And for the sake of money, you are uprooting the tree and giving them monetary compensation. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? They are as much Indians as you are. But in this madness of development, we are ignoring to cultural right of the people. Understanding or not? So therefore, sociology is exploring this kind of truth that is not known to the commoners. Another group of sociologists like you, they have come up. There's a concern of sociology is to see evils in the eyes of men. Evil in the eyes of men, क्या है? अरे फेमिनिस्ट, समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? So who are exploited, who are oppressed, who are depressed, who are marginalized? Women. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? So sociology is a discipline that should be looking at everything from the standpoint of women, state and women. How many women are representing in parliament? समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? How many women are CEOs of different, primarily what? Big organizations. How many women are present in state assembly? Whether women have power in the family or not. So women का power के बारे में बात करो. If women are not enjoying that power, ये power हड़प के कौन ले रहा है उनसे? Man. तो इसलिए women of the world come together. Replace whom? Men. Then establish your domination. ये एक body of sociologist है. ये sociologist अलग अलग ग्रुप को बिलोंग करते हैं. One group call them as who? Feminist. Others call them as what? Critical theorist. Because truth is brushed under the carpet. We have to explore it, give knowledge to the people, make them ready for revolution. ठीक है? Another group of sociologists will say that sociology is a discipline that locates man in a social context. 5 चीज बताऊंगा, जोड़ दूंगा सारे, that is sociology. Sociology locates individual in the context of society. ठीक है? We live in a society where caste is present. Did you create caste? But any application you are writing, there you have to write your caste. So caste is the identity that I am carrying because I am born into this society. This society gives me religion. This society gives me caste. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? So as an individual, so I can be understood with reference to my society. My culture, who gave me? Non-violence, peace, equality. That culture, who gave me? Society. Public institutions, who gave me? Society. Norms, values, who gave me? Society. So who I am, that I am, because I am born into society. Therefore, Indian behavior is different from American behavior because American society is different from Indian society. So there, father and child can share a glass of primarily wine. Either it is unthinkable. If you marry somebody out of your choice, माँ बाप बोलेंगे नाक कटवा दिया. उधर बोलेंगे your life you enjoy. Therefore, marriage there is different from marriage here. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? Family there is different from family here. उनका family में कौन होते हैं? American family, Scandinavian family, father number 1, marrying to mother number 23, and child coming from primarily 21st marriage, they constitute a family. Therefore, for these kind of families where people marry many times, they live with stepchildren, child right is important or not? Understanding what I'm telling? In American family, a man is marrying many times. Suppose a man is marrying 5 times. His 6th wife has married 4 times. And wife is coming to husband with a child. Husband is carrying a child from wife number 3. Therefore, wife's child to husband is a stepchild or not? Husband's child to wife is also a stepchild. Therefore, child right will be violated or not? बाप माँ का बच्चा को पीटेगा, माँ बाप का बच्चा को पीटेगा, और दोनों आपस में लड़ेंगे. तो इसलिए इनका सोसाइटी के लिए व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड? चाइल्ड राइट. हमारा इन आवर सोसाइटी माँ बाप सैक्रिफाइस एवरीथिंग फॉर द कॉज ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन. बेटा तुम पढ़ो, तुम कपड़ा ले लो, हमारा तो है, इसमें काम चल जाएगा. यस और नो? So therefore, in our society, what is important? Child's right is important or child's duty is important? Parents have primarily played their roles effectively to make these children grow up. So that now it is the duty of the children to look after their parents when they grow old. Therefore, when I see old age homes mushrooming in India, when I see elderly people are abused in India, I find out what? The virus of Western society is now spreading to Indian culture. Therefore, the behavior that is not appropriate to Indians is now found out in Indian family system. And that is bringing crisis in our family system. Materialism is materialism is predominating over our cultural values and emotions. India was best known for its family, what? Unity, family solidarity, and family emotional connect that is slowly disintegrating. तो इसीलिए मैं बार बार बोलता हूं, all that is sacred, sacred समझ में आ रहा है? Pure, is disappearing into the air like vapor in materialism, in capitalism. When money becomes important, na बाप बाप रहा, na दादा दादा रहा, na भगवान भगवान रहे, everything can be evaluated in terms of money. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? So in search of that money, we leave our family, leave our country, going elsewhere, leaving these elderly primarily parents here, and these elderly people are not attended by any family and kinship system, and they're living a lonely life and dying also lonely. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? So these are the things you have to reflect, you have to think about. ठीक है? So therefore we have two group of sociologists. One group of sociologists tell truth is always hidden, and that truth you have to primarily explore using your critical mind. Second group of sociologists tell in the eyes of every man I find out evil present. And who is that man? State controlled by men, religion controlled by men, family headed by man, business organization headed by men. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? जहां जाइएगा उनको पाइएगा. वो कौन है? मैन, इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ एक्सप्लॉइटेशन ऑफ वुमेन. एंड थर्ड बताया तुमको, इंडिविजुअल इज प्रेजेंट वेयर? इन ए सोशल कॉन्टेक्स्ट, अमेरिकन कॉन्टेक्स्ट, अमेरिकन बिहेवियर, इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट, इंडियन बिहेवियर. ठीक है? चार सबको इकट्ठा कर देंगे. सोशियोलॉजी क्या बोलोगे? मेकिंग जनरल फ्रॉम आउट ऑफ पर्टिकुलर. मेकिंग जनरल फ्रॉम आउट ऑफ. क्या है? वो तो लास्ट को बोलेंगे. अभी बताओ इसका मीनिंग क्या है? जनरलाइज कैसे करते हैं हम? बताओ एक आइडिया दे दो. मैं वो नहीं बोल रहा, और कुछ बोल रहा हूं. देखो, we have a society where Brahmins are present or were present and untouchables were present. Untouchables could never become Brahmin and Brahmin cannot become untouchables. Therefore, Indian society is a hierarchical society or not? In the top of the hierarchy, who are present? Brahmins. Bottom of the hierarchy? Untouchables. Similarly, if you go to America, you find out whites are present here and blacks are present here. तो उनका कौन सा सिस्टम है? If we have caste system, they have race system. If you go to European society, every European society had a feudal history. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? तुम जर्मनी देखो, तुम इटली देखो, तुम फ्रांस देखो, तुम ब्रिटेन देखो, they had a which society? Feudal society. Therefore, feudal lords were declaring themselves as the kings. Each feudal lord has huge quantum of land. He had absolute right over his primarily people. He was giving primarily what? Some amount of the tax collected by him to the monarch and getting legitimacy from the monarch to rule over his people. Okay? And the descendants of these feudal lords are still rich and prosperous in that country. Therefore, feudal system is still present. कहाँ पे? Most of the feudal lords, their children became industrialists. And the children of the peasants and farmers, they are becoming workers, or they are becoming white collar workers in case of Europe. So therefore, you will be finding out top primarily 5% of the people in case of Europe are coming from feudal background. They're coming from aristocratic background. And the masses are the commoners. So I saw this particular thing in India. Higher strata, lower strata. And the strata is present everywhere or not? So therefore I will say, conclude, inequality is universal in character. Yes or no? From specific, I am going for what? General. From particular, I am going to general. Therefore, inequality is universal. Yes or no? Degree of inequality may be different from one society to another society. ठीक है? Last. कितना हो गया? 4. Last. I make life in my own way. I make life in my own way. मतलब I make life in my own way. बोलो. हम बोल देते हैं. सुनो. Who I am? Who I am? Who I am, that I am, because you make me that. If I tell a child, you are stupid, you are idiot, you are non-articulative, you cannot comprehend things, you cannot score good marks, you cannot achieve things in life, repetitively, if I am telling this to somebody, he will be developing a self-conscious. Really, I am idiot. Really, I am primarily unworthy. He'll be developing that perception. Therefore, who you are, that you are. Because others make you that. चोर चोर बोल बोल के एक आदमी को चोर बना देते हैं. Understanding or not? Come down to the whole argument. All of us carry a mind. My life का बात कर रहा हूं. All of us carry a mind. And this mind keeps what in itself? What is stored in this mind? In this mind, we are keeping informations about our past experience. In this mind, we primarily store our language. Respectable person आप बोलेंगे, friend को तू करके बोलेंगे. So therefore, where to use which kind of word, where to use which kind of symbols, that is stored in our mind. ठीक है? So mind is a storehouse of information. So therefore, in everyday life, what we do? Carrying this information, we present ourselves before others. ठीक है? And we minutely look into how others are reflecting on our behavior. When I'm teaching you, I'm constantly looking at your face. If your face looks lost, non-reactive, non-responsive, I develop a self-doubt. मैं बेवकूफ हूं, जो पढ़ा रहा हूं ये बच्चा का समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, so I'm a worthless teacher. Yes or no? So you may be keeping your face dry, big, because that is your nature, but I don't make sense out of it. I am reading your signs, symbols, gesture, facial expression in my way. On the basis of that, I am writing life script of myself. कभी कभी क्लास में तुम देखोगे, I look at the face of a student. Face is looking dull, lost. To make that student understand the concept, I'll give you example. Further simplify it. But still that face is looking lost. Then I'll be changing my eye contact from that student to another student who is smiling. Why I'm doing so? Because that will be giving me self fulfillment. मैं इतना गधा नहीं हूं, तो उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, ठीक है, इसको अलग करो. जिसका समझ में आ रहा है उनको देख के पढ़ाओ. So therefore, it is my life. I will decide with whom I have to connect. क्यों? They appreciate me. Therefore, I feel happy with them. Other people don't recognize me, I stay away from them. Therefore, rules, law, कानून फानून कुछ नहीं होता है. So I primarily what? Select people, develop relationship with them, and इनको बोलते हैं friendship. इनको बोलते हैं मैरिज, इनको बोलते हैं हाँ community affiliation. You select people and stay close to them. The life is whose life? Your life. You will decide who is your friend and who is your enemy. Then your mind tells whom you are considering as your friend is speaking ill about you in front of others. How can he be your friend? Next day, don't talk to him. Therefore, friendship is, bolo bolo ek sentence. Friendship is made, friendship is dismantled, it is remade. Therefore, no relationship is constant, no relationship is continuous. Human relationships are primarily built to be broken, and once broken, it can be remade with new vigor, new taste, new primarily what? Ideas. इसलिए बाप बेटा का रिलेशनशिप इज नॉट स्मूथ एंड कॉर्डियल. कभी लड़ाई होता है, झगड़ा होता है, सस्पिशन है, आर्ग्यूमेंट होता है, फिर भी बाप बाप है, बेटा बेटा है. समझ में आया? ये सारे को इकट्ठा कर लोगे. Sociology is a discipline concerned with the study of society. Some people study society, indicating that in society truth is hidden. Explore it, analyze it, give this knowledge to the people. Other group of people tell, go anywhere in society, you find out who? Men exploiting to women. Third group of people say, see society where individual is responding to the direction of whom? Society. Therefore, individual and society do have a harmonic linkage with each other. ठीक है. और एक बोलता है sociology studies family in one society, religion in one society, economy in one society, and see that kind of institution present elsewhere, combine them and develop generalization. Sociology goes from the study of particular to general. Family in India can be compared with family in America. Similarities, differences क्या है? Hindu religion can be compared with Christianity. Difference क्या है? Similarities क्या है? ठीक है. From specific we can go for general. ठीक है. कितना हो गया? 4. And last को, every individual is carrying his mind, presenting role, defining a relationship, making relationship, breaking relationship, remaking relationship. This is known as interaction theory. So man is important, his interaction is important, consequence of his interaction is important. Therefore, sociology studies society, institutions present in society, individuals present in society, applying different kinds of what? Approaches. Therefore, these approaches are unique to whom? Sociology. Therefore, sociology is not a common sensual understanding of society. It has its own approaches, own concept, own ideas, own analysis to understand everything present in society. आया समझ में? Therefore, content in sociology you read, you can be using that in your social issues and also GS paper. Ideas you are using in sociology, that will be using in sociology, also used in ethics and used in essay. आया समझ में? So therefore, sociology is a very prospective, what? Optional, chosen by many people for UPSC examination. ठीक है? Let me give you a brief outline about the result. Everybody is knowing, so if I'm repeating, that will be self-boasting. This year, you must have seen 4 students with sociology, they cleared the exam, getting rank within first 10. Last year, 3 students were there in first 10. Sociology is primarily a scoring subject. And more importantly, syllabus of sociology is very comprehensive. There are 5 chapters in paper 1 sociology, which are directly connecting to paper 2 sociology. Political system paper 1 and political system paper 2 can be connected. Religion in paper 1 and paper 2 can be connected. Economic system in both the paper can be connected. Family marriage kinship can be connected. Social change can be connected. It means read in one paper, use that in other paper giving Indian examples. And syllabus will be completed within 120 classes. It means 4 months, 10 days. In between, some holidays will be there. And the study materials you get from the institute, the notes you prepared on the basis of classroom teaching, will not be requiring any supplementation. External source materials will not be required. What I do in the class is, when I start a particular topic, you will not be getting a feel that topic has started. Questions will be asked to you on current affairs. For example, you tell me, recently a young girl who got married to a man and ultimately killed that man on the honeymoon. ठीक है? Raghuvanshi. How you sociologically look at this phenomena? Newspaper is carrying primary articles. No longer women can be trusted. How can a woman behave like this? How can a woman do that? Understanding or not? Sociology is which discipline? Critical discipline, analytical discipline, reflexive discipline. ठीक है? Suppose a girl is in deep love with a boy, and social structure is not accepting it. Social structure is not accepting this love to be converted into marriage because of what? First is class difference. Girl's family is the employer, and the boy girl is falling in love with his employer. There is a huge class difference. Also, caste difference. So, therefore, institution, that is family, is not tolerating to, cannot think about this kind of marriage that is going against the norms of caste and not primarily, say they do not belong to same class. But interrelationship between two individuals is strong. It is of ages. Since so many years, that relationship continues. Therefore, when she is not able to fight with family, because there is a kind of what? Stress created for her, because family will never be accepting to this kind of proposal. She is becoming a victim of the stress or not? Then she is thinking how to eliminate that person. World will not be knowing about it, so that our relationship will continue. It may lead to marriage once I become a widow. Understanding not? So this behavior for society is abnormal. Law is taking its own action. But we must have to understand the deeper root of the problem. Why can't we give choice to our men and women to marry on the basis of their likes? Because you are adult, you have every right to decide whom to marry. So why can't we, as family, as society, give this kind of leverage to our children? If such kind of leverage are given to the people, then they marry on the basis of their decision. Consequence of marriage they will face. Understanding or not? Number one, make a girl financially independent, so that if she is finding out marriage is not working, she can primarily seek a divorce and live an independent and dignified life. But in our society, we consider once a girl is married, family liability is over. We are giving less importance on girls' education and professional settlement, giving more importance on marriage. And she is marrying early, dropping out from the college, not primarily having economic security, and once marriage is not working out, she is reaching father's house. There also she is suffering from strain. भाई का शादी हो गया, भाभी आ गई, people are considering you are a liability, so there is also strain. One day will be finding out she is running out from home or she is committing suicide. So critical, understanding, reflexive understanding will be giving you this kind of outline. Structure generates strain for which people are manifesting deviant behavior. Either one is committing suicide or one is primarily engaged in some heinous crime. अंडरस्टैंडिंग नॉट. Therefore सोशियोलॉजी का ब्यूटी ये है, व्हाट कॉमन सेंसुअल राइटिंग टॉक्स अबाउट, सोशियोलॉजी गोज बियॉन्ड इट. ठीक है. तो इट इज ए स्कोरिंग सब्जेक्ट, limited syllabus, it will be covered in 120 days, and most importantly, whatever you will be studying in the class, this will be beyond the text and beyond your chat gpt. In 4 months time, you will be feeling so confident in this subject and will be gathering knowledge equivalent to a student completing his masters. बढ़िया यूनिवर्सिटी से एमए से जैसे बच्चे पढ़ते हैं, तुम्हारा माइंड में घुसा देंगे. अप्लाइंग योर माइंड विल बी राइटिंग द आंसर्स. ठीक है. एंड आफ्टर एवरी क्लास यू कैन कम एंड डिस्कस योर प्रॉब्लम्स विथ मी. लिटरेचर एंड वर्क्स ऑफ मार्क्स लिखो, दास कैपिटल, कम्युनिस्ट मैनिफेस्टो. हाँ, yes, yes, that you can do, that you can do, Mahavir. See, sociology is a very interesting subject. अब नोट्स का बारे में बताता हूं. गिविंग नोट्स टू द स्टूडेंट is equivalent to asking them to commit suicide. Students ask me this, मैं गुस्सा हो जाता है. अरे, you are putting so many things at stake. So I will be ensuring you clear the exam, or I'll be primarily making you happy. Notes is what? Notes always gives you a false sense of security. 300 students are sitting in the class. I dictate a note. Everybody will be reproducing same note or not? Examiner is a fool sitting there. I have been examiner for decades. University में हमको पता चल जाता है. First 5 papers you see, 6th paper is similar. Then marks come down. And last person is becoming the victim of the anger and frustration of the examiner. If you write same answers, same teacher is reading it, what you will find out? You are copying down from others. You have come for a you have written a tutored notes. You have gone to a coaching center. Number किसको मिलता है? If your answer is original, reflexive, dynamic from the answer of others. बताओ मेरे को एक चीज. Suppose question comes on deviance. ये कौन सा वो लड़की का नाम बता, रघुवंशी ना क्या है? रघुवंशी. If you are writing this case, current affairs, whatever is happening around you, you can easily relate that. Crime is present in society with different intensity, with various intent. One such intent of the crime is this kind of crime. How sociology look at this? Examiner will dance in joy. भाई बच्चा को देखो, इतना इंटेलिजेंट है, एक सोशियोलॉजिकल थ्योरी को करंट अफेयर्स में जोड़ दिया है. रिलेट दैट विथ फार्मर्स कमिटिंग सुइसाइड. क्यों? Why farmer is committing suicide? He has taken loan from the moneylender, not able to pay him back. Moneylender is coming to his family home every day, scolding him, abusing him in front of his neighbors, villagers. He has lost his family self-respect, strain or not. And because of that strain, he has two choices: either to kill that person or to kill himself. And he being a nice person, he considers, I have control over my own life. I will not be taking the life of others. The victim of strain, one is killing other. The victim of strain is one is killing oneself. So therefore, where there is a strain, there is bound to be present deviance, either in the form of suicide or in the form of murder. ये आंसर कोई किताब में बनेगा? I will be igniting your mind. So you think original, reflect in original way, write original answer. Examiner is bound to give you marks. Notes दूंगा तुमको. Notes institute will provide. Handouts will be given to you. But what you write in the exam, that content you get in the class. I never come to the class with a sheet of paper in hand. And the lecture I deliver you this batch will be different from the lecture I deliver in previous batch. Every lecture becomes new, so that student Those who are doing a particular course, they have content different from the content of previous batch students. समझ में आया? सो नोट्स फोर्स कुछ मिलना नहीं है, जिसको नोट मिलना है और दुकानें उधर जाओ, इधर बैठोगे पढ़ाई होगा। समझ में आ रहा है? गुड क्वालिटी एजुकेशन मिलेगा, अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप होगा, टिल द लास्ट स्टूडेंट सिटिंग इन द क्लास understands the concept I'm telling. I'll keep repeating it. I'll put things into your head and make you understand, and you'll be reflecting on that. You'll be going to the exam hall with full confidence. एक बढ़िया एग्जाम्पल तुमको दे रहा हूं. There is a girl who is in Himachal cadre. 5-7 साल हो गया होगा. One day before the exam, she calls me and tells her कुछ याद नहीं आ रहा है, मैं तुम सो जाओ. She slept at 9 o'clock. Next day she wrote the paper and got IAS. This is what sociology is going to do. Night before your exam, you will not be feeling stressed. 120 दिन में जो पढ़ रहे हो, इसको ढंग से लिख दोगे, इधर रहेगा, कम से कम एग्जाम तक रहेगा. And one old student, very senior officer in Jharkhand cadre, his brother is sent to this batch. I think he must be sitting there, and he's a doctor. So he was thinking of anthropology. He said, no, you go for sociology. I said, why? He's a doctor, medical doctor. He should go for anthropology. Biology component is there. Well, then sociology is more useful when you get into the service. But the first make him go for service. Then you think about sociology. बाद में पढ़ा देंगे इसको sociology. So that is the beauty of sociology. Because as a collector, what you do? Deal with society. So, Tianas. You implement rural development program. इधर पढ़ते हो. You implement tribal development program, poverty alleviation measures, look into the working of panchayati raj system. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं? Understand the primarily what complexity of caste. ये सारी चीज, gender discrimination, ये सारे इधर पढ़ते हो. Theoretical knowledge sociology gives you, and you use this knowledge when you are going for policy implementation. Therefore sociology तो जिंदगी में रहेगा तुम्हारा साथ. ठीक है? और कुछ पूछना है? हाँ. अरे यू कैन ऑलवेज राइट जिया, ऑनलाइन ऑफलाइन नहीं है, स्टेप चिल्ड्रन कोई नहीं होते हैं, मैं ऐसे देखता हूँ. ठीक है? सो डोंट गेट वरीड. सो यू कैन, आई विल गिव माय टेलीफोन नंबर टू यू, यू कैन ऑलवेज बदर मी. ठीक है? 40 साल पढ़ा लिया, अभी 8-10 साल जितना बाकी है तुमको देंगे. अच्छा सुनो, आई एम मेकिंग ए फ्री यूट्यूब चैनल. एवरी डे 10 मिनट 15 मिनट का फ्री वीडियो ऑन ऑल सोशियोलॉजिकल थ्योरीज विल बी अवेलेबल टू द चिल्ड्रन. Those who are staying far off places, you can be using that. पढ़ो ना पढ़ो कोई बात नहीं है, लेकिन सारे प्रॉपर सोशियोलॉजिकल नॉलेज विल बी रीचिंग द स्टूडेंट्स. वही करेंगे बैठ के. हाँ. चैनल ने आज बनाएंगे, चैनल में आ जाएगा. महापत्र सोशियोलॉजी चैनल होगा, और क्या सोशियोलॉजी चैनल होगा. इसको बन गया है, क्या क्या करना है मेरे को आता नहीं है. दैट पर्सन इज डूइंग इट. हाउ कैन वी फिल द गैप इन बिटवीन? क्या है? We skip some of the parts. Which parts? Then you see, if you are joining this batch, whatever problems you have in the class, the timing will be 2:30. Whatever problems you have in the class, after the class, you can discuss with me. My class gets over at 5 o'clock, but I teach till 5:15. And will be there till 6. 6 बजे तक तुम्हारा जो प्रॉब्लम है डिस्कशन कर लोगे. There will be a test conducted in every month. 4 month में 4 टेस्ट होगा. And copies will not be evaluated by me. It will be evaluated by professors from other universities. So that objectivity can be maintained. You can sit with your examiners, then bring the papers back to me so that you develop confidence. मास्टर लोग चेक कर रहे हैं कॉपी, हमारा उतना उधर ही आएगा. ठीक है? We take everything seriously. So therefore be careful. बकवास करोगे इधर तो बहुत डांट पड़ेगा. You come here with all seriousness, everything best will be given to you, will be holding your hand and ensure that you feel confident in writing the exam. ठीक है? सीरियस तुम नहीं होगे फिर तो फायदा नहीं है. फिर तो चैट जीपीटी है, मटेरियल है, बैठ के पढ़ो. ठीक है, इफ यू आर सीरियस यू विल बी गेटिंग द डिविडेंड, नो डाउट इन दैट. सो देयर विल बी नो गैप एज सच. अच्छा, और एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज देखो, everybody comes for this optional class without any sociological background and knowledge, and most of the toppers of sociology are engineers or non sociology students, I mean. ठीक है, मेगा had highest mark last year, he was not a sociology student. आशीष was not a sociology student. इस बार में जितना बच्चे हैं इसमें कोई सोशियोलॉजी स्टूडेंट नहीं है. और एक चीज ध्यान से सुनो, इट्स अ myth going on in the market. You know, people will be telling you that this is the content you learn, reproduce, you'll be getting the marks. See, examiner is a professor, ठीक है, and he will be framing the question, keeping in mind the current events and the sociological knowledge he has gathered. Will he be asking a very, simplified, straight question every year? No. So if you are carrying limited content, if that question comes, you are through. If that question is twisted, you are lost. Therefore, always go for any optional. Go for knowledge-based preparation. Then with limited content, go for preparation. And you being young, if something written is given to you, and in this 200 pages, entire syllabus is packed, you'll be dancing in joy. Learn to put extra effort. There is no shortcut to success. 200 पेज पढ़ के accidentally कोई एक पास करेगा, he or she would not be a role model. 200 पेज का मटेरियल लेके nobody can primarily clear the exam unless that person has got understanding. जो 200 पेज का नोट्स बना रहा है, इसका क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट है, पॉइंट पॉइंट बना के 200 पेज का बना दिया, 2 पेपर का. दैट यू विल बी डूइंग फॉर योरसेल्फ. Understanding or not? So don't primarily go for shortcut to success. Trust me. Never ever shortcut will be giving way to you, give way to success. Shortcut is always shortcut. If twisted question comes, so obviously you will be going to lose one of your attempt and your precious youth. Never do that. This year is better. This is your choice. You decide when to join, what to do. But when you are here, you are my responsibility. If you are online or offline, you become my responsibility. So then I'll be taking care of you. But which optional to go for, when to join, that you decide. Then actually, Tariq, what you are supposed to do, when I speak in the class, be careful. When I teach you in the class, I'll be elaborative everything, give loads of example, don't write down everything. When I'm giving narratives, examples, this is for your understanding. Examples you will never forget. Through examples, you'll be connecting the content. But when I give you the content, you write down that content. That content will be materials collected from 30 different sources with 40 years of experience. वो तुमको कुछ नहीं पढ़ना पड़ेगा, वही कंटेंट को पढ़ लो. बट बेसिक आई विल बी मेकिंग स्ट्रांग, अंडरस्टैंडिंग विल बी प्रोफाउंड. सो कोई भी क्वेश्चन आएगा तुमको प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा. एंड अल्टीमेटली तुम्हारा नोट्स जो है, फाइनल नोट्स 500-600 पेजेस का बनेगा. And that will include everything. And every topic will be discussed in every possible detail. Comma, semicolon of the syllabus will not be left untouched. तो easily, confidently तुम जाओ, optional choose करो. If you are coming to sociology, so stay relaxed, come to the class, listen to stories, take down the notes, छुट्टी करो. ठीक है? Thank you. कुछ पूछना है तुमको और? काव्या? नहीं, ठीक है. हाँ, यूट्यूब क्वेश्चन है. अरे इतना छोटा छोटा मैं कैसे पढ़ूंगा? लो इसमें है नहीं कोई क्वेश्चन। हाँ